Plaintiff David Messer says he does not know the defendant, but he claims the defendant's teenage son crashed into his yard and ran over his mailbox in the middle of the night. David suing for the property damage. Defendant Jennifer Searles and her son Dakota say Jennifer is a single mom of 3. And when Dakota turned 16, he started acting out. Jennifer says her son was recently arrested for theft, and before he was expelled from school, his grades plummeted.
Proceed.
I want to state off, I do not know this lady or her son. On March 2nd, I got woken by a text message from my wife saying our mailbox got ran over. I got out of bed and I noticed there was like big old Baja marks in my grass, and the mailbox was leaning and everything, and my neighbor's yard was even run over. I went outside, talked to my neighbor, said, hey, the vehicle is a couple blocks down the road. It got a flat tire. On my way to the scene where her vehicle was, she stopped me. Real apologetic, say, hey, I'm sorry, I didn't mean for this to happen.
Plaintiff David Messer says the defendant's son crashed into his yard and ran over his mailbox. And while the defendant admits it, she feels her son should be held responsible for the damages.
Let me get some background from her. Ma'am?
Hello, Your Honor. For one, I'm a single parent trying to raise 3 kids on my own. My son has been in and out of trouble for quite some time. And
How long? What age?
he 16.
You started getting in trouble at 16?
He's 16. He was arrested for theft.
How's he done in school?
He's actually gotten expelled from school.
How
He's
about
gotten
grades?
His grades have plummeted.
They were good?
They were good, but
Up
they have
until what
plummeted. Until he got into the beginning of his 10th grade year.
Okay, high school. What do you think changed?
Hanging out with the wrong crowd. There's other factors to that I would not like to go into.
All right.
But
What have you done so far to get him help?
I have gotten him into counseling.
Okay. Does he try to resist going, or does he tell you it's helping?
He tells me it's helping.
Okay. You want to say anything, young man?
Besides the fact that I'm going back to school, trying to finish hopefully get back into school. Going to summer school, I'm doing 2 days a week of SELF, which is an alternative school, and then doing my 10th grade year and hopefully finish graduating.
All right. And you still hanging out with the wrong crowd?
No, I've been at home.
Okay. What was the wrong crowd doing, to your knowledge, ma'am?
To my knowledge, they were a bad influence on my son.
Doing what? Cheating in
Constantly.
poker? I don't know what that means. Were they criminals, using drugs?
Most of them were not listening to their parents, very defiant towards authority figures, which he has become.
That's a medium crowd. Anyhow. All right. You want to tell me about the accident?
I woke up at 8:30 in the morning, saw that my truck was gone, and my son was missing. I called my friend up. She's like, hold on, here he is. He got on the phone with me, told me my truck had gotten a flat tire, they took off with it. And he was trying to fix the flat tire before I woke up that morning. And the cops finally came, and they showed me where my son had damaged the property.
And did you speak with your son about it, and what did he tell you?
He told me he went over to my friend's house to help put a bunk bed together, and that on the way back, he got a flat tire. I reamed him for taking off on my truck. I grounded him. And I'm like, okay, the damage to my truck, I'm like, you didn't just get a flat tire. My tire was completely off the rim. My running board was half off of my truck. I'm like, you hit something.
Okay, is his dad in his life?
No, he is not.
Are they estranged?
Yes, they are estranged.
Since what age?
His father has never been into his life. They talk here and there, and that's about it. Probably once every 2 years.
Okay. All right. Well, a couple of observations here. The majority of the kids that go to juvenile or prison, the majority, didn't have a father in their life. Not an excuse, but a reality. Secondly, sounds like you're doing your best. You're getting them to go to counseling. You're chastising them as best you can. So you're doing the right thing.
Plaintiff David Messer says the defendant's son crashed into his yard and ran over his mailbox. And while the defendant admits it, she feels her son should be held responsible for the damages.
Let me allow him to talk more. Sir, what do you want to tell me? Young man, rather. Not acting like a sir yet. Young man, what do you want to tell me about yourself, about this incident? What do you want to tell me?
I was actually doing really good in school, getting all A's and B's. I was getting good grades. And then something on July 2nd happened between me and my mom's ex-fiance. And then after that, my life went downhill.
And that's what you all don't want to discuss, and that's fine. All right. And is that when his behavior turned, ma'am?
Yes.
There wasn't no bad influences. It was what happened to him. What do you say about the accident?
I was on my way to my mom's friend's house to help put a bunk bed together, and I was on my way back home. I went around the corner, and I hit black ice, and I slid and lost control of the truck, and I slid into this man's yard, and I hit the mailbox because I tried avoiding it, but that didn't work. So I went home, and on my way home, I was hearing this da-da-da sound. So I got out of the truck, and I looked at the back tire, and it was flat. So I went over to my mom's friend's house to see if she had a jack so I could fix the tire so I could bring the truck back to my mom. And then my mom woke up and then called her and asked where I was, and that's when my mom found out about the truck.
Okay. Ma'am, did you ever discuss paying for the damages with the plaintiff?
I told when I saw him, I said, this is all on my son. He wants to act like an adult. He's some way of paying for it. I did not agree myself
Okay.
to pay for it.
Did agree in the police report, pay for it?
Oh,
No, I
come
did
on now. I know you're not trying to teach your son the right thing and you get in court and lie. Let's see. Also at the scene was the mother, Jennifer Searles. Mrs. Searles advised took the truck without her permission and that she was willing to pay for any damages that resulted from the crash. All right. Judgment for the plaintiff.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mom did say she would pay for it. It's in writing. Good luck to you, young man. I want you to do your best. And don't worry about your father. You should use that as a inspiration. That's what I did. I didn't know my father. I probably knew my father for 2 weeks. Spent 2 weeks with him. That's it. And so, but I used that as an inspiration. And you know what happened? And I found this out from sisters I met after getting on television. And they came, and in fact, they came here, and I love them just the same. I'm glad they showed up. I began to welcome them into my life, and were telling me, and we remember when you ran for judge, and we would see the signs. Nonetheless, I said, whatever happened to my dad? He said, oh, well, he died of diabetes about in 97, 96 or something like that. I said, 96, okay, well, I was elected judge. Did he know I was a judge? Oh, yeah, he saw you, he knew. I say, you got me? That was enough redemption for me. I knew it was abandoned. Judgment for the plaintiff. Have a good day.